McKenzie Intelligence Services offers actionable intelligence on a global scale, empowering informed decision-making for insurance and commercial clients across the world. By curating geospatial data from space and the ground, they create actionable intelligence. Advanced data science techniques then apply this to individual sites or entire risk portfolios to improve the accuracy of financial exposure data. Today, they will showcase their Global Event Observer platform, or GEO, which was specifically built for the insurance industry. GEO combines insurance with intelligence and geospatial science to support insurers dealing with the challenges resulting from catastrophic events. Next on stage, McKenzie Intelligence Services.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Grimwood-Bird. I'm the Head of Sales and Marketing at McKenzie Intelligence Services, or because we love an acronym in the insurance industry, MIS. I'm joined on stage by Dominique Morizet, our Strategic Account Manager. MIS provides actionable intelligence to the insurance industry. We have combined insurance expertise with military intelligence and analytics and geospatial sciences to create the Global Events Observer, or GEO. The insurance industry, when it comes to CAT events, are facing into three major issues. The first is that events are increasing, both in terms of frequency and severity, partly caused by climate change, but also caused by the increased exposure and concentration in high-risk areas. Secondly, the amount of data available is increasing. We've always had models, but now we have satellite data, and aerial data, and drone data, and Internet of Things data. But none of these are a single solution, and in fact, they're only part of the puzzle when trying to work out what has happened. Finally, expectations are changing. Customers expect claims to be fulfilled quicker, and markets expect for reserving to be more accurate more quickly after an event. Today I'm going to show you three examples of the more than 55 that we've responded to over the past year, 6 of which we've done in the last week. This is GEO, the Global Events Observer. At MIS, we combine multiple data sources: satellite data, including optical, synthetic aperture radar, thermal, and night view, high-resolution aerial and drone imagery, population movement, ground-based sensors, Internet of Things data, and much more. We provide this to create actionable intelligence for the industry so that insurers, reinsurers, brokers, and loss adjusters can respond to events rapidly, accurately, and with confidence. We're going to start with a relatively binary peril. We're going to look at tornadoes. This happened in Kentucky in December 2001. It was known as the Quad State Tornado. I'm going to take you through our process, focusing on the town of Mayfield. Within 24 hours of an event, we provide what we call an exposure layer. This is a 5 by 5 kilometer grid, which shows at a relatively conservative view what the most severe damage within that grid square is, ranging from no damage to severe damage. Within 24 to 48 hours after this, we increase the resolution to 1 kilometer square in what we call our claims layer, which allows for effective claims processing to start. And at our highest resolution, we go down to an individual property level, showing the nuances and differences between neighboring properties. Now, unlike some solutions, we are not a black box. We want to show you how we came to our conclusions. So we list our data sources. And where it's an optically driven analysis, using our slider functionality, we will show you the before and after images, which allows you to reserve, to start claims processing, and pay out with confidence within days of the event. But what if it's not so binary? What if it's a more complex event? Let's look at Louisiana after Hurricane Ida hit. Now, these wide-scale, multi-peril events cause a few issues. The area is inaccessible. The amount of properties damaged causes a huge resourcing headache. The potential for IBNR means that large contingency needs to be added to any initial assessments. And, especially in the US, knowing what peril affected what property is crucial. And working this out can be expensive, time-consuming, and complex. Within our grid, we show whether the area was affected just by flood, just by wind, or by a combination of wind and flood. That means if in the US you exclude flood, you know where you're likely to get FNOL, where traditionally you would have had to incur expense and send a loss adjuster only to prove it wasn't under coverage. The amount of properties damaged and the potential for IBNR is also mitigated by our Insights feature. So where we host our clients' exposure, we are able to, at the same time as providing the analysis, give a risk-by-risk view of what has been damaged and to what severity. During Hurricane Ida, we saw that our clients took 4 months to get 80% of the claims reported, whereas using Geo, we were able to identify 100% of the claims that would be reported within days of the event. But what if it's even more complicated? What if it's a not modeled event? What if it wasn't expected? What if the area is inaccessible? What if there's very little data to go on and the data that is available is very low quality? So in the Ukraine, following the Russian invasion, one of our clients had a wind farm insured on the southern coast. As you can expect from an active war zone, it's very difficult to get satellite data, and the data that we were able to get was low resolution. Now, this is a nightmare for AI machine learning. But this is where our intelligence team really come into their own. Uniquely, we have humans in the process who have over a century of military intelligence and geospatial experience. What they were able to show by looking at the shadows, or the lack thereof, was that the bottom 2 turbines here were intact and operational, but the top one had its turbine blades missing. This allowed our client to start the claims process months before they'd be able to physically assess it. Now, we were going to do 3 examples, but we have a 4th. 12 hours ago, Hurricane Ian made landfall. It made landfall just south of Tampa in Florida. We've been tracking this since it formed in the mid-Atlantic and have been keeping our clients updated as it went through Cuba and as it approached in what their risk assessment was. Now, I said within 24 hours, we release our exposure layer. We've released this one within 12 to the market. I can show it to you now. To give you a few high-level insights, we have seen storm surge preceding the event of 9 to 12 feet. The winds, while it was a very strong Category 4, 3 miles an hour short of a Category 5, were bad, but not as bad as they could have been. The rain will compound the flooding, and it will continue inland. Within 24 hours to 48 hours of this, we're going to update this to a claims layer matched to our client's exposure. And we're going to keep following the storm as it goes through Florida, out into the Atlantic, and back into the Carolinas. Now, I'd like to leave you with one last thought, a passionate belief that I hold. And that is that insurance could be and should be the hand that picks communities back up after an event like this. Here at MIS, we want to help you do that. We will tell you what has been damaged, by what, and when. Dominic and I will both be at our booth outside. We'd love to talk to you to show you more about what we do. But all that's left to say is thank you for your time, thank you for your attention. Thank you to DIA for having us. München, Dankeschön. Ciao.